Welcome to our Unit 2 Researched Argument Essay Presentation Screencast. So we are going to be using a prompt for this essay. The question is pop culture actually good for you? So you're going to have to use research to back up your position and argue it thoughtfully. Hopefully you'll be starting a conversation and you'll need to find a unique angle into this assignment since everyone else in the class will be writing on the same topic. This assignment should be 8 to 11 pages, typed, double-spaced, 12-point Times New Roman font. You're going to use a minimum of 8 sources. So 2 of those sources should be academic, scholarly, peer-reviewed sources. And there is a video on library resources about how to use the library and find academic sources in the course. So hopefully you'll find that helpful. If you need more assistance with finding academic sources, please let me know. You can also visit the library to get help or go on to their website and use the chat. You'll also need to use a variety of sources. Some of the sources you'll use will include the ones that you'll be reading from They Say, I Say. So please pay attention to those as well. You should follow MLA format. I have a typo in this presentation here. For this assignment, for your in-text, or you should follow MLA for your format, in-text citations, and bibliography. Sorry, I actually don't have a typo there. Your goal is to have a conversation with the reader, not conversion. So you don't need to convince the reader or me or your fellow peers that this is the right way. You just need to have a conversation. So your tone should reflect that. You can choose your audience. You can explain who you're writing to and why, though. So somehow you'll want to indicate who your audience is. So for instance, if you're writing about like maybe teen pregnancy, is your audience teenagers or is your audience the parents of those teenagers? So you'll want to be sure to focus on the audience itself. Okay, so the requirements for this assignment, you should choose a particular element of pop culture. Major themes would be TV and web technology, but you can also choose another topic with approval to focus on. So that just means that the area of pop culture that you're focusing on is either in television or the web or technology. You'll also argue in your essay whether or not the element of pop culture you have chosen is generally good or generally bad for society. So that doesn't mean that it's all bad or all good. It's just that you believe for the most part it's generally good or generally bad. Okay, so many of the examples in the readings from the textbook are arguing a position, but they're not entirely for or against it. So some of them will say, this is good in this aspect, but in this aspect it's bad. So they're taking a position, but it's very specific as to what they're arguing is good or arguing bad. So you'll want to follow that type of pattern. So this is worth 160 points, and I see I have a typo there. So take a look at the Unit 2 assignment for more grading practice. Okay, so there are 5 major strategies that you use when you're writing a position paper. This is adapted from Reading Critically, Writing Well. And these are worth taking a look at. So they're all covered in They Say, I Say. So the first one would be presenting the issue, where writers need to contextualize the debate. So remember that an argument must be arguable, so you'll need to present the various sides of the issue. So you don't want to pick a topic that most people would agree with. You want to make sure that you're choosing a topic that's a little bit controversial. You also want to assert a clear and equivocal position. So this is your thesis. So you cannot have an argument essay without a thesis statement. And within your thesis statement, you'll present your argument, and then you will also outline the points that you're going to discuss in your paper. And if you need more assistance on this, please take a look at course documents where I will have some additional information on thesis statements. Okay, in addition, you need to argue directly for the position. So this is where you're going to back up your argument with reasons. So facts, of course, are best. You can use statistics, examples, anecdotes, which would be like a story, and expert opinions and analogies. So any of those work for that. So even your own personal experience is fine to use for backing up your position. But you just want to make sure that you're also including some information from other sources to back up that argument as well. Okay, so also counter-arguing objections and opposing positions. So if you took me for English 101 in our research essay we wrote, you had to include a counter-argument. So addressing what others would argue against your point is extremely effective. So if you say, so and some may argue blah blah blah, however, and then you counter object it, so you're saying, yeah, so some may say this, but really they're wrong, and this is why. You're taking into account their objections and you're proving them wrong, which is a very powerful way to make your position. And of course, you want to establish credibility as a writer. If the reader doesn't see you as a credible writer, as someone who knows what they're talking about, we're not going to take your argument seriously. So you want to make sure that you're coming across as credible. I hope this information was helpful to you in beginning your Unit 2 researched argument essay. Please make sure you review the assignment instruction document as well, and also pay attention to the assignments that we'll be doing throughout the next couple weeks for this assignment, as they will be very valuable to you in completing this essay. And again, as always, if you need further assistance or you would like to meet with me one-on-one, please let me know and I'm happy to set that up with you. Thanks for watching this screencast.